Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the They Lima Tarot by Renata Lechner. Hope that's not glaring as much as I think it is. For the supportive oracle cards, I have the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jessie Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. Alright, we're going to do relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. Taurus. Stop. Okay. Your partner is having all the lovey feels for you. All the lovey feels. They got the Lover's card in their spiritual spot. They got divine guidance and creativity coming in with it. Now, I feel like, if I can turn the card the right way, there you go. I really feel like they want time with you. They're just having those lovey-dovey feelings. They're just having the lovey-lovey feelings. I don't know how else to say it. Like, they just want your time. They want to be near you. They're feeling intoxicated by your presence, by your scent, by your sound, by your touch. Like, they want to be near you. I'm feeling that very strongly. And I also feel like they're expressing that. I'm getting the Justice card with the King of Swords. They seem to be expressing that there's something they want to do with you, or there's some time they want to spend with you. They're bringing it forward, and they're trying to balance it out with you. They seem to be coming at it like they're working with your schedule, or they're trying to work with your schedule to make this happen. They want to make this easy for you. They want this to be like a situation that you won't say no to, that you will actually enjoy, and it fits right in with everything else. Okay. Now, I see the Queen of Pentacles, and don't get caught up in the gender, I always say that. You're standing in the Queen of Pentacles spot, very caring, very... Maintaining the situation is your thing. Things are working out great, but you have like a certain structure you're upholding here, certain things you're doing to keep that machine running. So you're standing in a spot where you have things already in motion. And I feel like you have long-term plans in play here. And your spiritual card is the Temperance card with the imagination. Where you're standing, is that the Eight of Cups? I want to say it's the Eight of Cups, if I can move my finger. Yep, Eight of Cups with harmony. All of this together, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you have long-term goals here. Spiritually, with the Temperance card, no, that's this one. Temperance and the imagination, you already have thoughts. You've got long-term plans, but you've been thinking about things that maybe you haven't pushed forward right yet, but you're kind of looking forward to certain things in the future because you already have like a plan in the back of your head, if I want to do it right. So I feel like what your partner is bringing forward is kind of not something you are willing to say yes to right off the bat. I'm noticing your challenge card is the Knight of Wands. Be careful not to make a snap decision to just stay with what you were already thinking and planning, what you had in the back of your head, those thoughts you have in the back of your head. Be careful not to just snap to like, that's what I'm going to do, so I can't do that. This card in your challenge position is like, I feel like you might just react quickly, thinking like, oh, I have other plans for that time. I feel like down the road, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to have time for what my partner wants. It's going to throw what I'm already thinking off track. You might have that knee-jerk reaction to be like, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. Especially for a Taurus, when I see this fire card pop in for a Taurus, I feel like you already had something in your own head you were considering, and when somebody comes forward to challenge it, you just snap to that plan instead of considering the other plan, the other possibility, and you just say no. That could happen here. To me, that would make sense for a Taurus, but if you're a Taurus especially, you would know better than I would. Go with a grain of salt, take it with a grain of salt, general read, blah, blah, blah. I do feel like even if you say no right off the bat, I do feel you considering it later on down the road. I do feel that. But even even if you don't say no right off the bat, you don't agree right off the bat either. I feel like it's better if you just don't agree. Because I feel like that's the options we have. Either I can't because I got this, or I don't know, let me think about it. That type of feeling. Like you're not saying yes, but you're not saying no. You're just, let me think about it. Let me sit on it for a while. Let me see what I think. It's going to take me a while. Your partner, this is the challenge card, so this doesn't have to happen. Because it's the challenge card. Because it is a major arcana, but when it's in the challenge position, it doesn't have to be overly intense, but it is the Tower card. Especially if you say no, I feel like they're going to be crushed and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to find another way to make this work out. They do expect you just to go along with it, honestly. I feel like they're doing their best to try to find a way to make this as easy for you to assimilate in as possible. So there's going to be a degree, there's going to be a degree of this energy coming in. I get that. It just doesn't have to be devastating because the Tower is a shock. It doesn't have to be devastating, which I think people might argue that a little bit. But because you're like, well, if the Tower's falling over, that's a shock. Well, that's devastating. Not if you already thought that the Tower might fall over anyway and you already got your stuff out and you've been not using that Tower, even though when it does finally knock down, it is a shock. It may not be devastating if you were planning ahead for it, just in case. Splitting hairs, I know. But there you go. Because when you don't immediately go yes on this, I feel like it bothers your partner. At the very least, they're thinking, well, let me think of another way to work this out. Let me think of another way that they will say yes to me. If you're aware of that, I feel like that might help you be aware of that. Because I feel like if you don't say yes right off the bat, and I don't feel like that's going to happen, they're going to go back to the drawing board and try to find another way to convince you to say yes. They're just having those love feelings. They want to be near you. That's their whole goal. Spend time with you, intimate time with you, your time one-on-one. They want all of your attention for a little while. And, you know, as your partner, that's something they're going to need every now and then. I feel like this isn't avoidable in this next part. Even though it's interesting because I did think the Tower was, but I don't think this is, and this is minor arcana, so that's interesting. That's kind of reverse. But hey, the Five of Pentacles here. There's going to be some degree of detachment where they're feeling kind of left out. I feel like it's because you're busy. I feel like especially if this is matching, that you're very busy. And there's a plane or something flying over, I think. It's really loud. Sorry about that. You're very busy, and it's hard to get a moment where they feel like they can plan something out. I feel like they're very discouraged that they didn't get an immediate yes, and it seems to be bothering them. When you're thinking out the possibilities, because I feel like that's where this is going next, where you actually do think out, can this work, can this not, what can I do, what type of leeway do I have here, you know, what can I do there, how can I make this work, do I want this to work, do I want something different, maybe I could work, maybe, especially with this Seven of Cups, if your partner proposes something, but you want something a little different, I would talk that out with them. Their main goal is to be near you, to experience life with you, to hang out with you, to just enjoy time with you. I feel like you being considerate to what they want is a no-brainer. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a general read, but I feel like you're going to be considerate to what they want anyway. But if you want to change things around or like propose a different idea or a different way to do this, I do feel like they'd be open to it, especially when they have this Five of Pentacles here. They're feeling left out. They're feeling like they miss you. So if there's something else you'd rather do, you might want to pitch that to them or just kind of like, you know, see if you can stir that into the pot with everything else and see what comes out of it. Because you might end up getting more of what you want than expected. Because what helps this situation out is you with the Three of Cups And then with the Strength card, I'm getting that Three of Cups was like, maybe you're more interested in like a family situation or something where you're more around other people that you're related to, them, however that works out, or friends, acquaintances. I feel like you're trying to meld that in, more time with other people, but also making sure you have intimate time with your partner. They rather have one-on-one time with you, I get. What makes it better, though, for you, I feel like, is the social aspect for some reason. Which is fine. I don't feel like that's a roadblock for either side, but as long as you carve out time with just for you and your partner, intimate time, just one-on-one, every now and then, somewhere here and there, I feel like that will be a success. Because I'm getting the Strength card on their side, it does make things better. I do feel like you would both have a lot of fun with that, as long as you have some degree of one-on-one time with your partner where they can just you and them, and that's it. I think that's where we're ending this. We went through all the cards, so this is good. I feel like this whole reading here is about your partner wanting to spend one-on-one time with you, and just all you have to do is try to make that happen. I feel like you could actually start like making moments, smaller moments here and there within the next week or two, that you could start folding that in. Because the more time they have with you one-on-one, where they feel like they have your attention and they're just having that intimate time with you, that seems to relieve a lot of stress for your partner anyway. So I feel like that's what the whole thing is about. I really do. This whole situation playing out, I mean, that is what it is, clearly. But you can actually even go beyond that and make this even better if you realize that, and just over the next few weeks, months, however long you can take it, just build in that intimate time with you and your partner, because that's honestly that's their main goal. They want one-on-one time with you. They want your total attention. They want to be with you one-on-one as much as they can be. Done. All right. So that's Taurus relationships. Let's do the read for Taurans that are single. Single Taurans. What do we have for single Taurans? Dun, 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 dun. Messages for single Taurans. What do we have for single Taurans? Empowering information that shows them what's really happening, what they really have to work with here, and help them see the situation from another perspective so they can decide, is this for them or is this not for them? Interesting way to put that. So, I'm seeing this one card. People remind me every now and then, and I know that the Devil card can indicate the sign Capricorn. You got Two of Wands here. It's like I feel like you're gonna be presented with a choice here. I get that. But the Devil card's in the center. Yeah, I'll give you that. It could be a Capricorn energy, which is Earth, which is, not always following, not always leading. I don't usually read that card that way, but I'll give you that just in case. Just another positive way to look at the Devil card, just in case. Stop. Nope. Okay. The Devil card is in the center. Another way the Devil card does come in was when there's intense sexual desire not coupled with love. It's not about love. It's just about, knocking boots. As crude as that sounds. And it could be like, I've seen it where both people can engage in that equally. But it's not about love. It's about lust. I've seen that happen, if we're going to be fair. But I got other cards around here, and I'm like, I don't know about that. One of you might be going that way in this. Probably not you. Take it with a grain of salt. We'll have to go forward and see. Because especially I'm seeing this Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, you're standing with the Queen of Cups. Pentacles, Earth, Taurus, Earth. Having this background, having these feelings, having these desires that seem to be built off of a foundation. You've been thinking about this one. You've been thinking about this one, and you've been trying to be more accommodating to this one. But you have the Queen of Cups. You may be playing it a little more coy, a little bit more aloof, maybe, possibly, but you definitely have developed feelings here. And especially when I see the Six of Pentacles at the bottom, I actually believe you're accommodating what they want. I do feel like you're accommodating what they want. Whatever it seems they want, you seem to be accommodating for that. And I'm also getting, because you're accommodating and they're coming towards you, the judgment, your thoughts are a judgment in your favor. It's your thoughts, though. It doesn't mean it's actually happening. It's just how you're feeling. It's how you're interpreting this event. The Devil card in the center with the Wheel of Fortune. The Devil card with the Wheel. I'm getting you're accommodating. You're giving this person what they want. This might be a quickie. This might be a one-night stand type thing. It could be. Take it with a grain of salt. If you don't do that, then that's not what this is. But I feel like at the very least, this person is hanging out with you. Maybe you're having dinner. It's a good time. It's a good moment. The Wheel is here with the Devil card. The other person does not have intentions beyond this moment. Even if it's just hanging out, dinner, whatever, or however far that went, the other person has the Six of Wands, but that's like the victory. That's all they wanted. That is their victory. And I did another reading today. I don't know if it was there. It was a while ago. But the victory, like victory versus prosperity, victory is like winning the race. When you win the race, that's your victory. You're done. Prosperity would be training and winning multiple races. That's the victory card. That's one win and they're done. That's how I'm feeling with this. So it comes forward. They get what they want, or enough of what they want. The wheel turns. And I'm getting the home safe protection. I don't feel like anything's destroyed or damaged. You're still fine after this situation. But I'm getting safe travel with the Queen of Swords. Like, there might be some communication after this. But communication is all there's going to be. Because they're moving on. They got what they wanted. Especially if it was a quickie, which it could have been, or a one-nighter, or whatever you want to call it. And granted, again, if that's not your thing, if that's not your style, then it doesn't have to be that. But whatever that one moment was all they wanted. Whatever that moment was, that's it. They're done. They're moving on. And there might be some communication with the Queen of Swords. And the reason I'm saying might is because it could be just you thinking it over, like, well, haven't heard from them or seen them since. I think they moved on. Like, you might be just coming to that realization, like, well, I guess that was it. I guess that was it. Because I feel you coming to that realization. And I feel like you're accepting, like, I can either pine for this one and hope it comes back, or I can let it go and move on. And you really have to look deeply at it and decide for yourself, like, is there really something here to hold on to hope for? Or should I really just let it go? Because I feel like you don't want to let this go. And that's why you got the 2, I believe. The 2 of Wands, because you're like, I should let go. I don't want to, but I should let go. It's kind of like, I should let go, I don't want to. So you have to, like, you got the High Priestess right behind it too. You want love to win out, but you're realizing, you're balancing it out. Like, if they loved me or if they really cared, I don't think they'd have left me here in the lurch like this. And I've been waiting to show this card. This is your overall energy, the 3 of Swords. This is just not going to go your way. The other person wasn't interested in a relationship. I just don't feel them on the same page as you. And I feel like for you, you were. I do feel like you, when you're ready, when you decide it's right, I do feel you moving on from this. I feel you pushing yourself out of the situation. I'm getting energy with the 10 of Swords. I'm kind of feeling like you're going to be pretty upset about it, but you're going to be pushing yourself out of it and accepting what it is. The moment was just a moment. That's all there is, and there's nothing left. The other person clearly doesn't want anything. They got what they wanted. It's best for you to let go and move on, and I feel like you're going to. You're not happy. You got the 10 of Swords. That's a rough devastation. No, that's the 9 of Swords. I like that better. I like that better, but I still feel like you're devastated. The difference between the 9 and 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords is devastation, 9 of Swords is regret, sadness, feeling like you put yourself out there and you really shouldn't have, kind of embarrassment sometimes. So you might just regret that you gave in to them. That makes more sense. I thought that was interesting because usually when people are so conflicted about letting go, they don't get to devastation that quickly. So I was thinking this was going to be a ways out there, but this feels better. When you gave into this person, I feel like that's what you're regretting. Whatever they wanted, you gave into it. Whatever that may be. And you're realizing I shouldn't have done that because it didn't get me what I wanted. That feels better. I like... It's still not a good ending, I know, but it feels better than the 10 of Swords, although I feel like some of you are going to have a flavor of the 10 of Swords in there. Because you're going to feel embarrassed, and you're just kind of like, why did I put myself out there that way? I feel like that's the energy I'm getting at the end. Either way, it's not going forward, it's ending. The 3 of Swords is still at the top here. Heartbreak, unhappiness. I mean, that is what it is at this point. Alright, I think I'm going to let this be because I think we got everything out, so I'm going to shut this down. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.